this. Nice. It's a good looking little airplane, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. I told you guys I'd try to bring you some really cool stuff this week. I'm holding in my hands a brand new airplane out that is actually ready to fly. This beautiful airplane comes with a charger, a battery, a radio, and it has the beginner in mind because it has flight stabilization, which means auto level on board. The best news about this is the price. I would have expected this with a battery, a charger, and everything to come in at about $150, but through our link, it's actually only $120, which is amazing because this has a brushless motor, which a lot of things in this price range certainly do not. And it also has real servos in there. None of those little micro servos that are really cheap and don't last very long. We have ailerons, elevator, rudder, and of course throttle control. And look at these giant bush wheels, which should allow for some grass takeoffs and landings. This is exciting. This is very exciting because not only you're not buying something that's overseas and you have to wait 8 weeks for it to come, this is shipping right out of America within a nice little hometown hobby store that we work with, and they're bringing you guys this, which is amazing. So this is going to sell out, but it might not fly perfectly, and that's what we're here to test. We're going to let you guys know our honest feedback. Obviously, I'm very excited about this, but if it doesn't fly well, I'm going to let you know. If it does fly well, you'll probably know that too. So let's stop talking and put it in the air. Look at those little ailerons. Look at that, a little elevator, rudder. But this is actually a lot bigger than a lot of those Banggood planes that we've seen on the channel. We have a steerable tail wheel, which means we can taxi this on the ground. And like I said, we have basically an auto stabilization flight mode that we can put the airplane in and out of. So I'm gonna test both flight modes today. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Oh, super smooth with that brushless motor too. Okay, that beep on the radio could mean I have low batteries in the radio because yeah, I threw some quickly readily available used batteries in there. I'm not sure why that beeped, but we'll figure that out in time. So I'll show you the radio at the end of this flight, but this is totally hands-free, just so you guys know. It might need a touch of trim. It's just veering off to the right. There could have been a light breeze too, because that actually leveled out. And it's just flying really nice and smooth and predictable. You do not have to have a lot of space to fly this. You can actually fly it in a really small space. So if you had access to like a baseball field or a soccer field, football field, anything where like sports like that are played, you could fly this. It is awesome. It looks nice in scale. 4 channels. I'm liking everything about this so far. And it's totally got the beginner in mind. Nice sharp turn. Now that might be like a timer or something. I've never used this radio before. It just is beeping at random. So we'll figure out what that's about. Could also be like a low voltage alarm, getting a little telemetry back to the radio. This is all new to me. Arrows, the brand that this is backed by, has never had a ready-to-fly airplane before, at least that I've had. So this is a new radio for me, but it feels good. It feels like a mix between hobby grade and toy grade, to be honest, because of the size of it. But the sticks or the gimbals, they're actually metal, and they feel pretty good. The feedback is nice. This is cruising really well. I mean, you guys can tell this is such a good little beginner style of airplane, and the fact that it's a brushless motor really makes it stand out from everything that is on the market. It's competition. You know, we see some things that are a lot like this that are about $150 or $160, and they are awesome, yes, but they cannot compete with this price point, unfortunately. There's that beep again. I will try to figure out what that is. And then we see things on the opposite end of the spectrum that about the same price, sold overseas. You might have to wait 6 to 8 weeks to get, which are still really good, but maybe not quite as good as this. This is really good. Now I think it's time to go out of safe mode. What do you think?
Of course.
That's not actually safe mode, but it's auto level mode. Okay, let's try it. Throwing the switch up, we should be able to do a loop. Yeah, maybe a roll possibly, if I can get that to just, we'll try a roll. Loops are nice and easy. Let's see how much aileron authority we have. Not bad, not bad. Oh, it's a little bit slow on the roll rate, but that's okay. For a trainer plane, we just need to get a little bit higher in the air if we want to roll. And rolls are easy, guys. If you are new to flying and you want to practice rolling yourself, all you do is push one stick, the right stick, all the way over one direction, and the airplane will roll. Now, that sounds like, that is such a weird beep, isn't it? If you aim the nose up just a hair before you roll and throttle up, you'll have a better roll and you won't drop out of the sky as far. This is a pretty aggressive little airplane when you go full throttle. Look at this. Nose up, roll it over, didn't lose much altitude. And also the battery that this is flying on is a 2S LiPo with a JST plug. So it's extremely common, very, very easy to find and get your hands on, and really, really, really cheap too. So I think it was like I don't want to say wrong, but somewhere around 500 milliamps, but I'll show you guys a little bit more details with this plane after we land. Let's go up, up, up. Use the rudder to keep that nose up. It's climbing really well. Nice rudder authority. That was really good. Little snap roll. You want to see? Oh, I bet we can knife edge. Wow, I've never been able to knife edge such a small airplane. What? I slipped a little bit there, but wow.
It's every minute that's going off.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's weird. Maybe I can turn that off. I don't really like that. Look at this knife edge. Look at that. I've never been able to knife edge, I don't think, such a small airplane. Maybe like my UMX Turbo Timber. But look at that knife edge. Wow. That's cool. This is a very capable airplane. I'll bet we can climb out of that knife edge too. Yes! What is that, a hammerhead right there? I can't remember. Can we do a Cuban 8? Maybe. Sorry, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. I threw the safety switch.
I just gave up.
And it caught it. Oh my gosh. Right over us, Abby, right over us. I wanted to try a little bit of inverted, but not on top of us. There you go. It'll fly upside down. Yeah, I was a little worried, so I started it off really high.
You were like 4 mistakes high.
Yeah, but it flies upside down really good. This is a fun little airplane. Okay, so anybody that's ever flown a Tundra or a Turbo Timber or any timber kind of airplane, this is pretty much a miniature version of that, but ready to fly, and it flies really good. Like I said, that roll rate could be just a little bit higher, just a touch. But that's what I say about those big airplanes too. Wow. Oh, little bounce. I just wanted to practice a landing, but that was embarrassing. This is sweet. 120 bucks. Ready to fly. And I'm pretty sure they sell extra batteries too, so we're just gonna get like a full flight on this and see how long we can fly one battery. This is awesome. Abby, you gotta try this. The next time it's in the air, you need to fly it.
Okay.
But even though I'm doing kind of some crazy stuff with it, you guys, remember, you can throw that switch, the top little switch that's on there, and it's auto leveling the airplane. And so if I push the wing to the left and I hold it to turn it with a little bit of up elevator, what will happen is when I take my thumb off of that, boom, the plane auto levels back out. Now it needs a little bit of trim. Okay, so it'll fly just a little straighter on its own, but it's working perfectly. I'm really impressed with this little guy. And if you like to fly scale, you can just leave it in safe or out of safe and just cruise around like this. Look at this. Nice. It's a good looking little airplane, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. Don't get blinded by the sun. Oh, I'm gonna see spots for a while. A little better. A little bouncy, isn't it? But it's such a small airplane. Boy, I don't like that beep.
It's every minute. Every minute it's going
That's a weird
off.
one. There's probably a setting in there, but other than that, it feels really good. It's a nice radio. I'm just gonna fly this and let you guys see a full flight of this airplane, because a lot of people, especially when they're first getting into planes, they'll say, look, birds are chasing me. They'll say, how long will it fly, Nate? Or how far can you fly it? That little bird is chasing me. That's so cool. And so I want you guys to know
They are.
it really is chasing me. You know, it's not just like a 3-minute flight. You're gonna get a nice long flight out of this. I think I lost him. I got a bogey on
They're
my
back.
6. Oh no! Ah! Oh, they really are chasing me. Let me see if I can get them in close. They're just having fun.
They didn't follow, did they?
No,
They stayed over there. Okay, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beep!
Oh, you are good. Okay. So it definitely is every minute. So I'm just gonna like fly this just for fun. You know, another thing about flying a plane at this price point is we don't have to worry too much about crashing.
You're at 8 minutes of flight. I'm impressed.
Because there's full throttle. Look at that rudder. That rudder is insane on this. Ka-chow! Now we can roll way faster if I mix rudder into it. I'll show you, I'll get a little closer. That's what I was doing. I got 4 or 5 birds on me now. Bogey on my 6. Watch this. See how much faster that is? It's like a barrel roll instead of just a roll. But I feel like it's way, way sharper. This is crazy. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this kind of performance. I thought it would only be able to putz around like a trainer. I did not think we could do that kind of stuff. And especially this, watch. Crazy. I'm pretty sure that's a hammerhead. That's like one of the most efficient hammerheads I've ever done because of that rudder authority. Look at that. I just go nuts on that rudder. Look at that, man. Just the left and right
cool.
flag.
Those birds are wild today.
They are. Let me see if I can just get them to chase me out there. Man, this is a crazy flight time for such a small airplane and a small battery too. They are on to something. So this company is just out west here in the States. I've talked to the guy on the phone before, the guy that owns the shop. He and one other person run the place, and then they have a small warehouse and they'll ship stuff out. And they work with companies to manufacture these airplanes. They get them in their warehouse in the US, which is right next to their little tiny hobby shop. They get an order online. If you use our link, of course, you do help support our channel and our family. And so we make a small commission, but they still make enough to keep things afloat too. And it's just a really good mutual beneficial relationship. They have put out some really good airplanes. We have had a handful of planes that we love from Arrows, but we've never had a ready to fly from them.
You're at 10 minutes of flight.
You know what? That's a long
That's crazy.
flight. Let's land it. And I'll let you guys know in the description box what our flight time ended up being on this thing. Not a bad little landing.
Good job.
That's such a cool little airplane. Nice. I like this.
I like it. I'm
fan.
excited to fly it.
Like some other big companies we know, this has an auto level thing going right now. So if it gets a gust of wind, come on radio. If it gets a gust of wind, it's going to, that is nice so you know how long you've flown, I guess.
Oh, I just know because I didn't count the beeps. I just have the timer on my camera.
You could use that to know how long you've flown. Well, that's my third beep, 3 minutes. And it's good to know how long you've flown. So it's like, I was gonna show you the radio. There's no display on it. So at least there is a timer, I guess, you know? That's good. I can see the pros and cons to it. But this has, if you get a gust of wind, it's gonna help hold it much more stable. This flight mode with the switch down is in the auto level mode. So now if I hold it off to one side, you can see the aileron trying to auto level. That's a good, if I put the nose down, you can see the elevator come up. So it's really trying to help level that airplane out. Really, roll is the biggest thing you can see. See those ailerons pitching? Yeah. Throw the switch, they go to level. So you can do those stunts and things that I was doing. It's a really cool airplane. They've reinforced the landing gear here with some metal. I love that the wing struts look really good. And I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but the best news about this airplane, probably, not just the price, is that when you get it, you pull it out of the box like this. There's no building, none, zero, at all. You put 4 AA batteries in here, you charge this battery in here with a USB cable, which by the way, it's a 350 milliamp battery. That's what's included. We got that 10-minute flight time on a 350 milliamp battery.
Crazy, wow.
2S LiPo with a JST plug. I'll link another one down there for you.
That's like the best flight we've ever had with that small battery.
It's amazing. This is a home run. And I'm not that surprised. I am pleasantly surprised that it's performing way better than I expected it to. I knew it would be a probably nice little docile, easy, putz around trainer airplane. I had no idea that when I threw it out of that auto level mode, I'd be able to have fun doing really tight maneuvers, rolls and loops and everything.
You guys, those Ishin little warbirds we have that you've seen and we've showed you a bajillion times, it's like half the size. Those planes are like half the size of this. So for this plane to be $120 ready to fly, that's the same price most of the time as those Ishin planes. And so like, I'm in battery is amazing. Like, I'm impressed and I'm excited to fly it. So subscribe so you can see my flight.
Yeah, this is a good airplane. Look, just a couple days ago, we flew a $250 airplane that had water pontoons, and that wasn't ready to fly. That means you still have to spend another $100 on a radio, another $30 on a battery, another $50 on a charger. That adds up quick. You're up to $400 or $500, and it was junk. And we told you it was junk. This is awesome. We've flown 100 or more micro little airplanes, both ready to fly and bind and fly. This is exceptional. Just take our word for it, pick one up. Maybe you've been on the fence about flying an airplane. This would be a very good first airplane, especially so as not to break the budget. Stupid beep.
Every minute.
Yeah. Or maybe you have 100 airplanes and you just want another one. 120 bucks, that's the price of some of your batteries. So pick one of these up, do yourself a favor. Awesome little thing just to run to the airfield with or down to the park and put one in the air. Very cool. For a successful maiden, an awesome airplane, and just a great day, I want to thank the big guy upstairs. Also, a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys know without you, we could not bring you as much content as we do. We'll have another Arrows, same company, brand RC airplane video popping up right about now. Definitely worth your time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.